everybody out here is talking about balance. Find balance in your life. Keep everything even. But let me tell you something real. Balance is overrated. Balance is safe. Balance is what people chase when they're scared to commit. You don't need balance. You need focus. Because nothing great was ever built by someone who tried to keep everything perfectly level. Every legend, every success story, every person who changed their life, they weren't balanced. They were obsessed. They were focused. They were all in. While everyone else was trying to manage time, they were mastering their purpose. The truth is, balance is a nice word people use to make comfort sound wise. But comfort never made anyone grow. When your energy is scattered, you move an inch in every direction. But when it's focused, when your mind, your time, your heart are locked on one goal, you move miles in one direction. Focus takes ordinary effort and turns it into extraordinary power. Focus turns maybe into definitely. You can't conquer the world halfway. You can't build an empire on part. Time, passion. You have to pick what matters and go all in. And here's the part most people don't want to hear. Focus costs you something. Every yes you give your dream means a no to something else. To focus is to sacrifice. You can't do everything, and that's the point. If you want to build something real, you've got to let go of the noise. You've got to stop chasing approval. Stop scrolling through distractions. Stop splitting your energy between 10 little things. You've got to choose the one thing that sets your soul on fire and give it everything you've got. People will call you crazy. They'll say you've changed. They'll say you're obsessed. And you know what? They're right. You have to be. Because obsession is what separates the good from the great, the interested from the unstoppable. You think the best athletes, the best artists, the best leaders were balanced. No. They lived it, breathed it, bled it. They gave their everything when no one was watching. They didn't balance. They focused. Balance says, do enough to get by. Focus says, do whatever it takes. Balance wants to look calm. Focus wants to build legacy. When you're truly focused, you stop caring about how it looks and start caring about what it becomes. You have to stop apologizing for your intensity. Stop dimming your fire just because other people can't handle the heat. Don't aim to be balanced. Aim to be brilliant. You can rest later. You can celebrate later. But right now, this is your season to lock in, to narrow your vision until there's nothing in your line of sight but the goal. Because when you learn to focus, you stop being pulled by pressure and start being pushed by purpose. Fulfillment doesn't come from balance. It comes from depth. It comes from giving everything to something that matters. The truth is, you'll never feel fully alive until you pour yourself into a mission that's bigger than your comfort zone. It's not about doing everything. It's about doing the right thing with everything you've got. So, no, you don't need balance. You need focus. You need that tunnel vision that turns someday into today. You need the courage to go all in when the world tells you to slow down. Because at the end of your life, it won't be the things you balanced that you're proud of. It'll be the things you built. Don't chase balance, chase greatness. Focus until your distractions fade. Focus until your doubt disappears. Focus until your dream becomes your reality, because the ones who change the world, they don't balance. They focus. Balance is one of those words people love to throw around because it sounds safe. It sounds mature. It sounds like control. But the truth is, balance is a myth. Nobody who ever reached mastery did it by being balanced. You can't climb to the top of your game by giving equal time to everything. It just doesn't work that way. Mastery requires obsession. It demands you to lean so far into your purpose that everything else blurs in comparison. When you look at anyone who became great, the innovators, the athletes, the artists, the dreamers, they weren't trying to balance their life. They were consumed by what they loved. They ate it, breathed it, lived it. People told them they were doing too much, that they needed to slow down, that they needed to get a life. But what those people didn't understand is that this was their life. Their purpose wasn't a part of their schedule. It was the heartbeat of everything they did. Balance feels good because it keeps you comfortable. Obsession feels uncomfortable because it pulls you beyond what's familiar. It makes you stretch. It makes you bleed a little. It makes you sacrifice. But that's the price of mastery. You can't master your craft if you're afraid to be consumed by it. You can't chase greatness and comfort at the same time. When you're obsessed, the noise disappears. You stop chasing 10 small goals and start pursuing one big one with your whole soul. People might not understand it, but they'll feel it. Because obsession has energy. It radiates. It creates momentum that balance never will. Balance might keep you stable, but obsession will make you unstoppable. So stop trying to manage everything perfectly. Let yourself go all in. Let your dream take over your life for a while. Because the truth is, balance won't make you great. Obsession will. Balance keeps you where you are. Obsession takes you where you're meant to be. Focus is the multiplier of power. You can have all the talent in the world, all the passion, all the ideas. But if your attention is scattered, it's like trying to light a fire with the sun while the rays are spread everywhere. Nothing burns until it's focused. The same energy that produces average results in 10 directions can produce greatness in one. Focus takes ordinary effort and turns it into extraordinary power because it gives your mind a single mission: win here, now, today. When you focus, you stop wasting energy on what doesn't move the needle. You stop reacting to every distraction, every notification, every opinion. You stop chasing validation and you start chasing victory. The moment you decide, this is where I'm going and nothing else matters, something shifts inside you. The noise fades, the excuses disappear, and the work becomes clearer. You begin to see possibilities where others only see pressure. Focus turns small steps into massive progress. It turns hours into impact. It takes the same 24 hours everyone else has and makes them count. Because focus isn't about working harder. It's about working deeper. It's putting your entire self into the task in front of you. No half effort. No halfway heart. The mind that's locked in can do more in one focused hour than a distracted one can in a full day. Every master you've ever admired learned how to focus. They learned to quiet the noise, to shut the door, to tune out the world until their craft spoke for them. Focus is how you bend reality to your will. It's how you take an idea from your mind and force it into existence. It's how you turn dreams into proof. Most people don't fail because they lack potential. They fail because they never lock in long enough to realize it. They spread themselves thin, jumping from goal to goal, never giving any one thing their full attention. But the person who learns to focus becomes dangerous because when your energy moves in one direction, it cuts through everything in its path. Focus is not a skill, it's a discipline. It's a decision you make every day that you'd rather master one thing than dabble in 10. It's how you separate yourself from the crowd, how you rise above noise, and how you transform effort into power. Because the truth is, you don't need more hours. You need more focus. Everybody wants greatness, but not everyone wants the price tag that comes with it. The truth is, greatness isn't given, it's bought. And the currency is sacrifice. Every dream, every breakthrough, every achievement worth having requires something in return. You can't reach the top while holding on to everything that keeps you comfortable at the bottom. You have to trade comfort for commitment, distraction for discipline, and excuses for execution. Sacrifice isn't punishment, it's the proof that you're serious. When you say you want success, the universe is going to test you. It's going to ask, what are you willing to give up? Maybe it's sleep. Maybe it's hanging out. Maybe it's being liked. But you can't keep everything and expect to grow. You've got to make room for your future by letting go of what's easy in your present. The road to greatness is narrow, and not everyone can walk it with you. Some people will fall away, not because they're bad, but because they don't understand your level of commitment. And that's okay. Growth requires distance. Focus requires solitude. You can't carry everyone with you when you're trying to climb. Sometimes you have to choose between keeping people comfortable and keeping your purpose alive. Every champion has stories of what they gave up: sleep, parties, relationships, comfort, even peace of mind. But those sacrifices became the foundation of their success. Because no. You say to distraction is a yes to your destiny. Every sacrifice you make for your dream strengthens the muscle that separates winners from wishers. The people who reach greatness don't see sacrifice as loss, they see it as investment. They understand that temporary pain leads to permanent power, that every season of struggle prepares them for a season of success. They don't complain about what they gave up because they know what they're building is worth more than what they left behind. So ask yourself, what are you willing to trade for the life you say you want? Because if your dream doesn't cost you anything, it's not a dream big enough. Sacrifice is the currency of greatness. The only question is, are you willing to pay the price? Fulfillment doesn't come from doing a little bit of everything. It comes from diving deep into the things that truly matter. We live in a world obsessed with multitasking, with spreading energy across 1,000 tiny pursuits, hoping that somehow all of them together will add up to happiness. But it doesn't work that way. Real joy doesn't come from balance. It comes from depth, from going all in, from losing yourself in something meaningful. When you give yourself fully to your purpose, when you pour your heart, time, and energy into something that challenges you, something that stretches you, that's when you come alive. You can't half love your dream and expect to feel whole. You can't tiptoe through life and expect to feel fulfilled. Fulfillment is born in the moments where you push past comfort, where you give more than you thought you had, and where you discover who you really are through the work you do. Balance might make your schedule look good, but depth makes your life feel good. Balance gives you variety, but depth gives you meaning. You can check 1,000 boxes and still feel empty if none of them connect to your soul. But when you commit to one thing that lights you up, one mission, one passion, one purpose, suddenly everything aligns. You wake up with direction, you work with passion, you sleep with peace. People chase balance because they're afraid of missing out, afraid of being too focused, too intense, too different. But the truth is, depth requires that kind of courage. It takes bravery to dig deep when everyone else is skimming the surface. It takes faith to trust that going all in on one thing will bring more fulfillment than doing everything halfway. Life isn't about doing it all. It's about doing what matters most. When you live with depth, your actions carry weight. Your words have power and your days have purpose. You stop trying to impress and start trying to express. You stop measuring your life by how busy you are and start measuring it by how connected you feel to what you're building. So forget the illusion of balance. Don't try to juggle everything. Learn to dig deeper into the few things that make you feel alive. Because at the end of the day, fulfillment doesn't come from how many things you touch. It comes from how deeply you touch the things that truly mattered to her. Depth is where peace lives. Depth is where passion lives. Depth is where you find yourself. At some point, you have to decide what kind of life you want to live. One that's balanced or one that's built. Because you can't chase greatness and comfort at the same time. Balance will make you blend in. Focus will make you stand out. The world doesn't remember the ones who did a bit of everything. It remembers the ones who gave everything to something. You don't need to have it all figured out. You just need to know what you want badly enough to give it your full attention. The truth is, the dream isn't hiding from you. You're just too distracted to see it clearly. The moment you strip away the noise, the opinions, the fear of missing out, that's when clarity hits. That's when you realize you never needed more time, more chances, or more approval. You just needed more focus. Balance keeps you safe, but focus makes you powerful. Balance asks you to do enough. Focus demands that you do your best. And when you choose focus, real, unwavering, all in focus, your energy shifts. Your results change. Your life transforms. So stop chasing balance. Chase purpose. Chase passion. Chase the thing that keeps you up at night, because that's the thing that will make you proud when it's all over. You don't need to live a balanced life. You need to live a meaningful one. And that comes from focus, sacrifice, depth, and obsession. Because at the end of it all, it's not about how even your life looked. It's about how deeply you lived it. You don't need balance. You need focus.